Welcome to Tequila and Terror, a paranormal and true crime podcast where we will drink tequila and tell terrible tales. My name is Keisha, and I will be telling the paranormal stories, and Wes will cover the true crime.
And Wes is almost drunk now at this point.
I've been feeding him shots all night because I can't drink because I'm sick.
Well, so
Poor fella.
This is the third episode, and it could possibly be the worst thing you ever heard. Or not. It could be the best thing.
We're sorry.
I just like to drink, and this episode proves it.
And it's also his episode, so...
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, we're not all winners.
I'm a winner. I don't know about you.
There's a reason that booze is tasty. Maybe. I don't know.
Is it tasty, or does it just
Some
get the
of it
job
is.
done?
Yeah. But today we got a real doozy for you. Do people still say doozy?
I mean, I feel like they say doozy more than they say some of the words that I say, so we're
true.
good. Again,
That's
I'm a
true.
grandmother.
Yes.
Not legitimately, guys. I'm elderly at heart.
If anybody has been listening and you've actually fought through 2 other episodes of this and decided to give the third one a shot, well, thank you.
We're incredibly proud of you,
Yeah.
and I love you a lot.
So make sure to tell
Wes
your friends.
hates everybody, so it's fine.
I do. We're actually keeping a tally of all the people I hate. If you want to be added to that list, just send us an email, and I'm sure that'll be enough to do it.
You're ridiculous.
Because I love emails from people, especially angry emails.
I can't read angry emails. I will cry.
Keisha should probably handle all of our social media, because eventually I'll just tell y'all to screw off.
I will handle all of the social media. Please do not send us angry emails. I will cry a lot. I'm a highly emotional person.
I'm not.
Mostly positive, unless I'm hangry.
And I'm negative. But I guess we should probably tell you a story. You didn't really come here to listen to us yak about emotions. But
Maybe they did.
We got a pretty weird one here tonight for you. It's the murder of Bobbie Jo Stinnett. Maybe I shouldn't have said murder. That's kind of a spoiler.
I mean,
People at this point probably know what to
they
expect.
probably know.
We say
Yeah.
true crime, but not every crime is a murder, but most of them.
I think they kind of know what to expect from you, and they probably also have heard, most likely, of her. Maybe once or twice.
In our area of the country, it was a pretty well-known story just because I even seen the local news cover it. So that's...
I didn't, but...
Well,
What year was this?
don't call me out on dates like that, Keisha.
No.
2000s.
Oh. You watch the news and I don't.
2004.
Okay.
Yeah. So you were still a baby.
I was 14.
Gosh. Oh.
Sorry.
And give me another shot of tequila right now. Ugh. Okay.
Oh, God.
That might have been enough to get me going.
All right.
Okay, so let's get this going so I can pass out. Because, I mean, you know how I sleep.
The one thing you do best, Wesley.
Yeah. But anyway, old Bobbie Jo here, she was born and lived in the town of Skidmore, Missouri her whole life. She was an intelligent, hard-working young woman. She was a cheerleader at the local high school where she met her future husband, Zeb. They were high school sweethearts. So that's kind of
Aw.
sweet.
Yeah.
She worked odd jobs around town. She worked at a pet store, a nursery. Then she started working with Zeb at the factory where he worked at. They started expecting their first child, or they were expecting their first child.
They became pregnant.
Yeah, there you go.
With their first child.
So she's just waiting at the door, but
she just gained a baby inside of her.
my Amazon shipment of a baby hasn't came in yet. But,
And now you know why we're not parents.
yeah. But anyway, they were expecting their first child, and whoa, yeah. You should not drink this much and try to talk to people. But Anyway, they were pretty excited about that, and they were saving money for a house. Bobbie Jo, she loved rat terriers. She ran a dog breeding business from their house. She won prizes across the country on the rat terrier dog show circuit, which apparently is a thing. I mean, rat terriers are never a dog I really think of as an awesome dog. But she knew a lot about the genetics and breeding of the dogs. I mean, how do you study... I know how you study dogs breeding, but does she watch them? I mean,
it's more
is it
science.
The technique?
I think it's more science than you are thinking.
I'm pretty sure there's a doggy-style rat terrier website out there.
Oh, God, Wes. My parents actually bred dogs for a while, and
really?
I'm sure you can ask them all about that, and I'm sure it has nothing to do with what you're thinking.
Probably not. But anyway, we'll get on with the story. She chatted with other breeders in this online message board because, I mean, I guess that's what you did in the 2000s message boards. There's a message board for everything.
Yahoo group or whatever?
Yeah, probably. But in that message board, she met Darlene Fisher in a chat room called Ratter Chatter.
Ratter Chatter?
I tell you what, that sounds like a fun place.
I don't know who came up with that name, but they need to, like, start a company.
It should be on a t-shirt.
We could make a t-shirt.
It's true, Ratter Chatter. But the two women, they chatted online and exchanged emails. They kind of became email buddies. Bobbie mentioned to Darlene that she was 8 months pregnant. And Darlene said, well, that's pretty awesome because I'm pregnant too. So they started talking about the purchase of a puppy because Darlene told Bobbie that she needed a new puppy. Darlene traded puppies too. They even went to a puppy show, the same puppy show together, but they didn't know each other at that time. So I thought that was a pretty strange coincidence.
Yeah.
But back and forth through these emails, Darlene finally arranged a visit with Bobbie Jo. So on December 16th, 2004, Darlene showed up at Bobbie Jo's house to purchase a puppy. And that was the last time anyone seen Bobbie Jo alive.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It took a dark turn pretty fast there.
Yeah?
Maybe I shouldn't have...
We were talking about puppies, Wes.
Yeah.
I was excited about the puppies.
I'm sorry.
And then...
Hey, in your last story, somebody killed a cat, so it's only fair.
I don't think it's... I think that's a little different.
Probably.
A cat, a human.
I like cats.
I do too, but...
But I assure you that no animals have been harmed in the making of this, but lots of booze has.
Yeah, we killed the tequila.
The whole bottle is
and
gone.
It's probably gonna kill us. So it's
they
fine.
say what you love kills you. Is that a word?
Is that a word? Is that a phrase?
That could be a phrase. But let's get back onto this because after they had the meeting and Darlene killed Bobbie Jo. So, I mean, there's more to that story.
Oh, God.
Bobbie Jo was supposed to pick her mom up from work that day. And she didn't pick her up, so her mom starts walking down to Bobbie Jo's house. So you had to imagine her mom was probably pissed off thinking, why didn't she pick me up from work?
I can imagine your mom saying, why didn't Wes pick me up from work?
Yeah, I would be mad.
I can imagine how
you get
mad
off work,
she would be.
go out to the parking lot, she's not there to pick you up. So she walks down to the house, pissed off, goes to the house.
Ready to slap you across the face?
Probably.
Yeah. Like, listen, I had to walk all of this way. There better be a good reason.
Oh, the reason was she's dead.
Well.
Yeah.
But she didn't know that at the time.
No,
she was probably just livid, thinking that she overslept.
So,
or, you know.
She's 8 months pregnant, so who knows?
Yeah.
But her
pregnant
mom,
ladies sleep a lot.
She walks into the house, not finding Bobbie Jo, goes into the back bedroom. It's a room they had set up as a kennel for the show dogs. I bet that smelled great. But anyway, she found Bobbie Jo on the floor. She said she was laying in a pool of blood. So her mom calls 911. The 911 call, she gets the operator. She tells the operator she's laying on the floor. There's blood everywhere. It says she was pregnant. Looks like her guts have exploded. So, I mean, that's horrible for her mom to see. I mean, I know we're joking, but that's pretty freaking crazy.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that. So, her mom is probably traumatized for life at this point.
That's going to take some therapy.
Yeah, the poor woman. The sheriff, he was the first person on the scene. They quickly got there. The EMTs get there. The sheriff noticed that the child's umbilical cord was cut. I'm never going to be able to say that word. There's like 30% of the words in the world I couldn't say.
Umbilical cord.
Anyway, the umbilical cord, they realized, did I say it right?
Yeah.
They realized the baby had been cut from its womb, pretty much.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean...
That went from us joking to...
about puppies. It got serious.
Not
pretty
at
dark.
all.
But,
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, we should talk about puppies again. Ratter-tatters, little golden retrievers, little gold German shepherds.
Little gold German shepherd.
Booze does weird things to you. Let's get her dark again.
Okay.
But anyway, they notice shit's not right.
Yeah.
So the sheriff is pretty smart. He immediately notifies the crime task force and the FBI.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He was, like, on his game that day.
Well, I mean, that's just not something that you
Happens?
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
The FBI gets there pretty quick. They realize that there was no forceful entry made into the house. So they're trying to get an Amber Alert. But the problem with the Amber Alert is that, and this is something I never really ran into until this point, this is an unborn baby. You don't have a description.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a newborn baby. They all look the same.
Well, and it doesn't have a name yet. It doesn't have a social security number. It's not been born.
Yeah, you don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So they were having trouble getting an Amber Alert. So while they're trying to work this through, the FBI is researching Bobbie Jo's computer. They look on there and find that she had arrangements to meet Darlene Fisher about a puppy on this day. So, I mean, there was a paper trail already. They are still trying to get this Amber Alert. They end up getting a U.S. congressman, and the FBI end up pushing it through.
Man.
So, I mean, it took a lot of work, but they take Amber Alerts serious for a reason. It's a good thing. I mean, everybody usually just pushes ignore on their phone when they get one. Or I do.
I don't.
You don't?
I pay attention to it. But I do work with children, so...
I probably wouldn't say that. Oh,
what?
That's true.
I work with children. I'm not a teacher, I promise.
Yeah. I mean...
The safety of the future of our youth is not completely in my hands, I promise. I'm not, like, teaching children about ghosts.
Yeah.
And at least I don't do the murder part of the podcast.
But the Amber Alert goes out across country, and a woman from North Carolina, who actually was a member of this Ratter Chatter chat room that keeps coming up, where they talk about all the cute little puppies, all them fuzzy little rat terriers.
The positive part of this story. Yeah. Positive.
Oh, that's a good old punny there. We should take a shot for that.
You're welcome.
She realizes that she's seen Bobbie Jo and Darlene arrange a meeting of this puppy. So she called the FBI, and a search begins there. They get the FBI forensic unit on this case, and these guys don't screw around. They know exactly what to do. So they're digging through there, and they find this account registered to Lisa Montgomery. So, what do we know about Lisa Montgomery? She was raised in a pretty chaotic house. She was raped by her stepfather for many years. So, when she was 14, her mother discovered the abuse when when Lisa approached her. But Lisa's mother did the loving thing and threatened to kill her if she told anybody.
Oh my God.
So that really, I mean, she's a
Great
screwed up
mom.
woman. Yeah. I mean, you could tell she's going to have mental issues. So Lisa tried to escape the situation by marrying her stepbrother at the age of 18.
God bless.
At least it's not Arkansas.
I mean, Sorry, Missouri. It's Missouri, right?
I forgot. But
sorry, Missouri.
Oklahoma or Kansas.
Or Kansas. Or whatever state this is.
We should really do... I feel like we do a lot of research, and then once the booze comes in, it just goes out the window.
Yeah.
But people should expect it.
I mean, this is your story, so I don't have to know.
Yeah, that's true. I'm supposed to be telling you a story. Oh, yeah, we don't really tell each other these stories beforehand. We just kind of surprise each other with them, so...
I'm pretty sure I told him today what story that we were recording
right
today.
Before we recorded it. Yeah.
Right before we recorded it, and he was like, oh, we went there.
Yeah.
That's the last episode, by the way, guys. Check out episode number 2.
That was Keisha's episode.
That was mine. Because I'm important, too.
Yeah. But she married her stepbrother at the age of 18. And they started pumping out babies pretty fast. They had 3 daughters and a son in less than 4 years.
Jesus.
Yeah. They said that Montgomery saw pregnancy as a way to get attention. Mm-mm. Oh, poor old Carl, though. He had it rough. She cheated on him multiple times over the 14 years they were married. Carl described her as a selfish, chronic liar, said she had low self-esteem and she was constantly critical of everybody else, but he never saw any signs of violence. So, in 1990, she had her tubes tied because the doctors advised her of having no more children, or any more children, because she kept having miscarriages. Mm-hmm. And I know miscarriages are really going to mess with a woman's head.
Oh, yeah. There are so many things that happen psychologically when you have a miscarriage. I mean...
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Oh, yeah. And it wrecks your body. I mean, there's just a lot that happens there.
I think it's important that we mention that, though, just because it kind of plays into it later. Yeah. And I really do think that a lot of her troubles were from all these miscarriages. But I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a lawyer. I can't prove any of these things.
We're regular human beings.
I am an alcoholic, but I don't go to meetings.
Degrees? So you're not an alcoholic.
I'm a drinking enthusiast.
You're sometimes an enthusiast of the drink, yes.
But anyway, she kept having these miscarriages, several miscarriages. We don't really know how many because she was a liar. I'm sure... They even say, Carl said she claimed to be pregnant several times, even after she had her miscarriage.
Man.
Carl filed for divorce in 1993, which I don't blame the guy. Mm. She cheated on him multiple times, but in 1994, he remarried her. In 1998, she filed for divorce. So that's... I wonder what Carl did. Who knows? But,
or maybe she just realized that she wanted to have some freedom that he wasn't providing for her.
Yeah, you can tell that she doesn't
got tired
really...
of getting caught.
She doesn't care about anybody else's feelings.
Yeah.
So she just took off with the 4 kids and moved to Kansas with Kevin Montgomery. Kevin was a father of 3, too, and they married in 2000. So all this happens really fast.
Jesus, that's a lot of kids.
Yeah, they blended their household together, so they ended up with Kevin, his parents, Lisa, and 7 teenagers. What one messed up Brady bunch.
I'm sorry. 7 teenagers?
Yeah.
I don't even want 1 teenager.
It sounds awful.
Especially if they were female. No offense, y'all, but teenage girls are... Yeah. I was the worst, so I can only imagine.
Any teenager with even times 7, I would hate that. But we need a hate bill.
Yeah, we just ring the hate bell. Ding! Mm.
But they said Montgomery was a homebody. She raised goats for wool. Said her kids knew how to weave and dye, spin the yarn. Neighbors said she was pretty neglectful, though. She didn't keep the house up. The kids were usually dirty, which, if they're out messing with the goats all the time, they're going to be dirty. They're country people. Said when she wasn't messing with the goats or the dogs, she laid on the couch. Didn't give her children much attention. So it seems like she really loved being pregnant and loved the attention of being pregnant. But when she had the kids, she was really just kind of done with them.
Yeah. Just kind of neglectful.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
But Kevin wanted a baby. And poor Kevin, he didn't know really much about her past because she's a liar, so I'm telling what she told him. And so they tried to get pregnant, but her tubes are tied, so that's not really going to happen. She fabricated a pregnancy. She even wore maternity clothes and claimed she miscarried as her due date approached.
Who does that?
Well, I mean, I think she probably
yeah, but
her mind is pretty messed up from these multiple miscarriages, as they say.
Well, and who knows, with the abuse that she endured as well.
Yeah.
Who knows what mental state she was in. But who does that?
It's pretty weird.
It's wild.
But a few months later, she pretended to be pregnant again. This time, she even cut back on her jobs as the due date got closer. Kevin, he worked 70 miles away from the house, so he had a pretty long commute. So, I mean, you think the guy would catch on that she wasn't pregnant. Living with a woman,
I mean, she had been pregnant so many times that she knew how to act.
Yeah.
I mean, she knew
I guess she was probably gaining weight, too.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, there is a psychological condition. I don't know what it is.
Pseudocyesis. I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, cool, yeah. So, I mean, you never know. The body will respond differently as well, so.
But anyway, he just thought that she was pregnant, so the poor dude. But anyway, her ex, Carl, filed for custody of two of the children. So she knew that she was going to have to go to court. And see, Carl knew that her tubes had been tied, but Kevin didn't. So they knew if she went to court claiming to be pregnant, Carl was going to call her out on her BS, and that would show mental instability. So the kids were going to get taken away from her.
Yeah.
So this time she was under pressure. She had to produce a baby.
Yeah.
So Lisa, posing as Darlene Fisher, contacted Bobbie Jo in the chat room under the I guess pretext? What's the right word for that? With the intention of wanting to buy a rat terrier puppy.
Yeah.
So Bobbie Jo gave her directions to the house, and they agreed to meet.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Well, Kevin was at work, and he got home, and he received a call from his wife. Lisa said that she was in Topeka, Kansas, and that while she was out shopping, she delivered her baby at the Topeka's women clinic.
Seriously?
Yeah. She just went out for a day shopping and had a baby.
Oh, yeah, because that's
how it works.
It's so quick.
It is like an Amazon delivery.
Apparently so. Prime now.
Yeah.
Prime now babies now.
But old Kevin, he hopped in his truck and he drove to Topeka to pick Lisa and the baby up at Long John Silver's.
What?
Because that's where you get the babies. What? I'd take a number 3 fish plate, a sweet tea, and a baby, please.
Oh my God, I can't.
Kevin has to be a dumb guy. I mean, I'm not smart, but Kevin is really dumb.
I just don't understand. Poor fella. Maybe he was just overworked and blinded by love.
That's 140 miles a day he's driving, so that's a pretty good commute. Yeah. Plus, if he's working as an electrician at a sign company, so he could be working 12 hours a day. He might be gone 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
But anyway, old Kevin hops in the truck and goes down to Long John Silver and picks up this baby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better. No. But so the next day, after they bring the baby home, they head up to the local restaurant, showing the baby off. They had named the baby Abigail. People in the restaurant were surprised that the baby was only a day old, and they already had her out visiting people. Which is pretty odd.
Yeah? I mean, you usually want to, keep the baby at home, make sure everything is chill. I mean, typically you don't even leave the hospital till the day after.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, a lot of things don't add up. I mean, Kevin apparently was worse at math than I am.
It's worse at a lot of things than you are. Yeah.
But after breakfast, they took the baby over to their pastor's house of the local church. The pastor said Lisa looked exhausted, and they said that Kevin was proud and excited. The poor dumb guy. I mean, yeah. I can just see him like a little puppy, all excited.
Poor fella, yeah.
But
he's just excited to have a baby.
Yeah. The Reverend and his wife are shocked because everyone was doubtful that Lisa was pregnant in the first place. So people around them picked up on his signs.
They knew, yeah.
But Kevin, just being Kevin, I haven't met a whole lot of Kevins that I really thought were real sharp. We just alienated a whole fan base of Kevins there.
I mean, there are some famous Kevins that are pretty bright people.
I can't think of one.
We'll discuss this later.
Anyway, if you're Kevin and you find that offensive, send Keisha hate mail because I'm not going to read it.
If you're a Kevin, I'm sorry. I apologize for Wes's words. That's what I do with 90% of my life anyways. He's cute.
Thanks.
He makes up for it.
But while this is going on, while Lisa and old poor Kevin are out taking a baby around town, the cops are starting to close in on them. They had that tip earlier from that lady in North Carolina. They had the FBI, computer forensics. So they start doing surveillance on Lisa. And they spot her with an infant. So they know they got her. They also notice that her car was in the driveway, matched the one of a description that the neighbors gave. So they've got her vehicle at Bobbie Joe's house, and they've got Lisa with a baby. So officers go down there. At first, they just go in hoping to find the baby alive and asking her some questions. So they walk into the house, and they find Lisa on the couch with the baby in her arms watching TV. But the screwed up part about this is while she's watching TV, the Amber Alert about the missing baby is flashing on the bottom of the TV.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the cops said they couldn't believe it. She was sitting there just calm while this is going on.
She's pretending like she never even did a dang thing.
Yeah, I mean, officers said you could tell by the shape of the baby's head it looked like a cesarean. They said the baby was alive and not crying, and they said it seemed healthy. The baby was handed off to the FBI agents and took to the local hospital for evaluation. They said the baby, premature but healthy, was premature but healthy. I think I said that twice.
You did.
See, kids, you don't need to drink a whole lot of booze before you try to tell people stories. But, I mean,
the point is the baby was alive and well.
Yeah, which is surprising
young.
considering it was cut from the womb.
Yeah.
Wound?
But
Womb.
Womb?
It was a wound, technically.
It was a wound.
It was a wound womb.
I can't deal with you. Oh my God, y'all.
But they took that poor little baby and shot her over to Zeb. Zeb named the baby Victoria Joe. I'm sure he didn't name her right then, but that was a kind of a crappy progression.
They may have also had a name picked out already.
That's true.
People do that.
Yeah. While authorities were investigating this, they also found out that no babies were born at the Topeka's Women Clinic. So, I mean, they've done their homework.
Like that day or in general?
That day. Probably, yeah. Probably.
I was about to say, because in general, I mean, it's a women's clinic, so potentially.
Could be. Maybe it was a really crappy women's clinic. Maybe Kevin was an electrician there. But anyway.
Oh, gosh.
Montgomery was taken in for questioning. They said inside the office they had two veteran detectives start questioning her. They said she was real nervous, kept asking for cigarettes. Said Lisa started slowly started slowly detailing her involvement in the case. The detective said, I slid my chair right up to her, almost against her chair. Our knees were almost touching, and I reached out. She put her hand in my hand, and I said, we need to get this lined out. We need to get to the bottom of this. After calmly speaking, Montgomery said, it's terrible. I can't talk about it. The detective said, we already know what happened. She said, well, you've got Bobbie's baby. So, Lisa Montgomery confessed to going into the pregnant Bobbie Jo Stinnett's house, choking her, and cutting the baby from her womb. That's pretty horrible.
I mean, I knew all of it, but just hearing you say it, I can't process.
I can't get over the part that how do you just know to go in and start cutting and get a baby out? I mean, that to me, there's a little bit of skill. She had to research that a little bit, I would think.
Surely.
Because you just don't take a knife and go at it.
I mean, because you could potentially harm the baby. But maybe she felt like she had nothing to lose.
That's true. I mean, she didn't have it. If she didn't get this baby, she was going to lose her other 2 kids. She was going to be pulled as a phony, so she would have lost the marriage to Kevin. So she had everything to lose as far as she... But she also was losing everything in the point of it, in the process of this. But, I mean, so she killed Bobbie Jo. They had her. They said 400 mourners turned out for her funeral. They said there was only 300 people in the town.
Oh, my God.
Something I thought was sad. They said the same pastor that married Bobbie Jo and Zeb also delivered her eulogy.
Aww.
Montgomery was charged with a federal offense of kidnapping resulting in a death. So they didn't even go with any local stuff. They went straight hardcore. Because apparently a law in 1932, I think it was it was a pretty famous case. Whoops, I can't say shit right now. But, the dude flew planes. My God, I can't believe I forgot this, Keisha.
The Wright brothers?
No, his kid got killed. And they had a case. Wow, this is all stuff that should not be in the show, but it's going to be in it. But anyway, because of a case in 1932... What did you write down?
No, I was doodling, sorry.
Yeah, because of a case in 1932, any kidnapping that resulted in a death became a federal offense.
Huh.
So she faced the possibility of life in prison or the death penalty. Will you make a note for me to check? It's a pilot whose kid got kidnapped. He was super famous because he was one of the first people to, like, the transatlantic pilot or something like that. And that, 1932 was the date, but anyway, Montgomery pled not guilty, which was completely stupid.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, they pretty much had her.
Yeah. You'd think she would at least try to make a deal. Prosecutors said they plan to seek the death penalty. Her trial finally went to federal court. Her defense attorneys asserted that she had pseudopsoriasis. That's what you're talking about early. It's a mental condition that causes women to believe that they are falsely pregnant, even makes them exhibit outward signs of pregnancy. So completely, in their mind, they're pregnant, and that causes their body to react to the same where they look pregnant. So it's pretty weird. The mind's a crazy thing. But the attorney attempted this line of defense after a week before, trying to say that her brother Tommy was the one that killed Bobbie Jo.
What?
Luckily, Tommy had a good alibi, so her attorney and the family just freaked out over that. I don't even see why he would do that, but whatever. I mean, I'm sure that she was just trying to blame it off on everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was a liar. But according to her attorney, this childhood sexual abuse. Childhood sexual abuse.
Sorry, guys. We don't know how to be serious. We're sorry.
Yeah, all this stuff is really bad, but also beer and booze is really good. So it's a little bit of a way to talk about this lighter.
Yeah, we don't mean to make light of the situation and the things that happen to these people, but we know that these are heavy topics, and sometimes our inability to speak properly makes it a little bit better. You know, we do what we can, guys.
But her childhood sexual abuse and post-traumatic stress from all that abuse.
Yeah.
And her pseudopsoriasis all led to her having mental instability, which I completely agree with that.
I mean, yeah. She
was completely crazy. He testified that Montgomery's stories fluctuated and said she was delusional. He said that she had a severe mental disease and defect, and when she committed that, she was unable to appreciate the nature or quality of her acts. I kind of agree with him.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, she's crazy, though. I mean, she should be locked away. The prosecutor said that pseudosciasis was voodoo science. Which, and completely just didn't acknowledge it. I don't know. That's kind of tough.
It's a mental condition.
Yeah.
I mean, you basically talk yourself into believing something so much that your body responds thusly.
I really
Yeah.
I really think that she did have some mental issues.
Oh, God, yeah.
But also to get to the point where you go cut a baby out of a woman, so brutal.
I mean,
because of your lies.
Yeah, she definitely was not stable. I mean, I'm just assuming here, but I would assume that someone who would cut a baby out of someone would not be a stable human being and would probably need some assistance mentally.
Yeah. But that year, on October of 2007, I don't know why I'm suddenly giving you dates. I haven't gave any since, but hey, the jury found Montgomery guilty and recommended the death sentence. And the judge upheld the death sentence for her. So, I mean, if anybody qualifies for the death sentence, she's probably up there on the list. But at the same time, she's got enough mental issues that I think she could probably spend some time in prison.
Yeah.
Because I think her being in prison, isolated, as selfish as she is, would do more good for her than killing her.
Yeah.
And who knows, with the appeals, there hasn't been another woman executed since 1953. She's the only woman on federal death row, and she'd only be the third woman in history to be executed by the government. So she'll most likely spend the rest of her life in prison.
Yeah, just die.
She won't get out. But they say Kevin had a really tough time processing all this. I can imagine. The poor guy.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, if I did something like that, and you found out about it, you'd be like, who is this woman that I have been dealing with? What is my life?
Especially with Kevin not being the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Yeah, knife in the toolbox.
Yeah. Well, he's an electrician. I figure I had a toolbox. Whatever, something, not the best pair of clippers.
He's not the most, what do you call it? Oh, I had a really good one.
Well, and you lost it.
The most conductive wire in the bunch.
There you go. That is pretty good. Good job.
Fist bump.
But, yeah, old Kevin there, he wasn't sparking a full load, so I guess he's probably having a hard time processing it.
Oh, yeah.
But Zeb, he still lives in Skidmore with the young baby named Victoria. They said she's a normal little kid, which she would be, because she doesn't have any memory of her mom or knows what happens. I mean, she's growing up without a mom, and I'm sure that's going to affect her. Once she gets old enough, people are going to talk, a town of 300 people.
Oh, God, yeah. But I'm sure they're not going to say it, most of them, in a negative way toward her.
Yeah, they say that the town pretty much takes the kid as their own.
Yeah.
Which Zeb hasn't talked since the trial. I don't blame him. Why talk about it? I mean, you kind of feel bad even us talking about it because it brings attention to it. But also at the same time, I think people need to talk about this just because that pseudosciasis, I think that is real.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely real. I mean, you can see episodes on reality TV all the time.
Like 16 and pregnant, stuff like that?
No, like Dr. Phil.
Oh.
Where things like that have happened.
See, I don't watch any of that crap.
And so, I mean, it's definitely a real issue. And, if there is any people who are out there who feel like they're crazy because they feel that way or things are happening to them, they need to know as well. But
and
if there are any husbands
there's probably
out
a
there,
number that you can call to get help.
Be aware of that as well. Get some therapy.
Yeah.
Talk it out.
I just can't believe Kevin lived with her all those years, and the guy's just oblivious. I don't want to talk bad about the guy because I feel sorry for him.
No, it may not even be that he's oblivious. I mean, when you love someone and you believe them, you have a certain level of trust built up. And so you think, well, why would she lie to me about something like that? Of course she's pregnant. Of course this is what's happening.
True. And if she was gaining weight and looked pregnant.
Yeah. I mean, if she was running to the bathroom every morning, experiencing morning sickness, or, you know, at any point in the day getting sick, even if she was faking that, how is he to know? You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
She could be shoving her finger down her throat, but still vomiting, or she could be nauseous, and, I mean, Lord knows, if she had issues with her body feeling like she was that way, she had mentally talked her body into feeling that, she could be responding like she was pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it. I'm just talking.
I don't either. I mean, we're here to learn together. That's why I think we should talk about this. That's a horrible subject, but if we just bury it away, maybe somebody out there who has more sense can tell us more about pseudosciasis. And I guess Keisha here will toss us the outro because I'm horrible at remembering all this social media crap.
All right, guys. Sorry about the...
Also, cute puppies.
Thickness,
just think of the puppies.
The heaviness is what I meant to say, not the thickness. The heaviness of this episode, I apologize. Thank you for tuning in. Again, you can find us on Instagram at Tequila and Terror Podcast, on Facebook at Tequila and Terror Podcast, and on Twitter at Tequila and Terror. You can email us at tequilaandterror@gmail.com.
But don't.
Please only say nice things. Yes, do email us. Really? I will check them.
I won't.
Feel free to send us messages. I will respond thusly.
I won't.
Only if they're nice, though. You know, like us, subscribe us.
Yeah, by the time you hear this episode, we should be everywhere.
Yeah, review. Send us all of the 5-star reviews. Don't send us bad ones.
I really think by this point, we should have at least 5 people who listen to it.
I think we have 5 friends, so at least there's that.
Do I have 5 friends?
I have 5 friends.
That's true.
Wes might not have 5 friends, but at least I have 5 friends.
I think I have 4 or 5, maybe. Yeah, I probably have 5 good friends. I guess this isn't the place to talk about our friends.
I have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I'm obviously the more likable of us two.
I usually hate the majority of people, so, hey.
Sorry.
The hate bell goes off again.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you for listening, and we will see y'all next week.